Are you ready? It's the Roundtable with me, Robert Bannon.
Well, welcome to the Roundtable, everybody. My name is Robert Bannon. You're listening to us on Broadway World over here on the Broadway Podcast Network, iHeartMedia. I don't know. We're taking over the world. That's what we're doing. And our next guest has already taken over. You know, our next guest is a Broadway baby. Like I really loved Godspell. I love the revival of Godspell. And I love Addams Family. And I love Postmodern Jukebox. And her videos are like 300 million views. And she's got albums of original material and like Christmas material. And then she takes like a full album and does like a sit down and I'm going to sing the Beatles and she puts them out and you listen to them. And then she did an R&B album and now it's just a rock album. I'm kind of obsessed with this. And there's a chance she's in Detroit yesterday, which I live in Detroit. So why didn't I know? Where aren't Morgan? I would have bought you a Coney hot dog. Morgan James is here. Don't tell me you're in Detroit.
Oh my God, I just got to Lansing. I was in Detroit last night. We didn't plan. We failed.
Morgan, I would have brought you some leftover dinner. I would have let you, crash on my couch.
Oh my gosh, we should have been hanging out. See, I'm in Lansing. Would you want to make the drive over and come hang out?
I mean, I love I've never been there. I moved here from New York 10 months ago. I don't know anything about Detroit.
Detroit.
My husband is a Detroiter.
Oh, your husband. We played You Move for a Man. We are playing Lansing tomorrow night. We're playing outside, full band, horns, the whole thing. So if you feel like coming, yeah.
I'm going to talk to the man. Yes, you move for a man. I'm a typical, what a basic answer. Morgan, yeah. I'm so excited to hear your album and I heard a sneak peek. I don't think you all ready, people. This is
Gosh, thank
you. This
is
bananas. Soul Remains the Same, August 8th, streaming wherever music is going to be available. Tell me, how did you pick these songs?
So, first I want to start by saying, wow, yesterday Ozzy Osbourne died, R.I.P. And talk about one of the big inspirations for this album. It's so interesting because he's been on my mind with his farewell concert and he went out on top. We were listening. There's an incredible soul cover of one of his songs called Changes. And it kind of brought to mind the fact that so many of these heavy tunes, whether it's metal or heavy rock or grunge tunes, have these beautiful melodies. And if you hear them in through a different lens, with horns and background vocals, and the melody is still the king, right? So that's how this project came to be. And narrowing it down became the real challenge. Like you said, how did we pick these songs? Because there are so many incredible songs. Sometimes the melody is hidden with some of the production, so once we stripped away that production and added in the soulful production, and the soulful, vocals, I think that so many of these songs really came to life even more. And I just had so much fun. I've never done something quite like this with this kind of material and these writers. And I love a challenge and I love finding the soulful center of everything that I do.
Well, when I tell you, people have had this, you could be Paul Anka and you could take these songs and try to make them swing, but I'm not trying to be shady to Paul Anka, but it comes across very nostalgic. You've made these sounds so contemporary and so original and so singer-songwriter, like your voice and the vocals and the melody come first. And it's so nice to hear the beautiful writing with your beautiful voice. It's stunning.
Thank you so much. Thank you. That's my hope. That's my goal, and I don't want, my publicist, Ashley, was like, should we be afraid of any of the diehard fans? And I said, I don't think we should be afraid of anybody, because I think that at the heart of this, I really wanted the song to be front and center and to be the star. And I'm not trying to do anything clever or gimmicky. I really just want to show people how great these songs are.
Well, if you love AC/DC, if you love the Prince of Darkness, Ozzy Osbourne himself, if you love Pearl Jam, Better Man, that Better Man, I want to live in that little melody on your voice there, Morgan.
Thank you. That might be my favorite. It's like big and lush. Anytime you put something in like a big 6/8 kind of, you just allow it to be so lush, right?
So for people looking, firstly, we can follow you while we're talking. You can go to Morgan James on Instagram or on the socials and you can check it out. Or you can find all the information about your crazy career. Your career is crazy. She sings it all, everything. MorganJamesOnline.com is where you can find it. So where did you come from? Where did you grow up? When did you know you could sing?
Oh my God. My career is crazy. It's been such a circuitous path, like completely. I don't know anybody's career that's exactly like mine, which I kind of like. You know, I knew I could sing when I was in like, you know, probably 7th grade. And I had this weird grown woman voice from the time I was very young, and it was a little freakish. But I think that, you know, early on in my career, doing so many things and having such a diverse kind of sound and being able to sing so many different kinds of music was a real detriment. I think that people didn't know what to do with me. Even when I got signed to my record deal, nobody knew what to do with me. They knew that they liked my voice, but didn't know where to put me, right? The older I've gotten, I think that my versatility has become my strength. It's my superpower. And I think people are starting to see that and starting to celebrate that. And I'm so thankful, because I always knew it was like, what's wrong with doing a million things as long as I really, really commit to doing them well, you know, and becoming an expert in all these things, I think has been my life's challenge, you know?
Well, I see that you're a Juilliard. I'm a dropped out Juilliard fake alum, and Morgan stuck it out and lived.
Sure did. Ooh, I survived.
No, I was there and I had an audition for Rent and I bombed the audition and I said, I can't do this. I'm going to become a teacher. And I was like, peace out, y'all. God bless you all. Good luck. And you stuck it out. 5 Broadway shows?
5 Broadway shows. Yeah. Yeah.
5 Broadway, like we were talking about before, and the Gods and the M's families and all of the Kristen Chenoweth. And I loved this project. You know, when you all sang Jesus Christ Superstar, like it's the greatest singers on, you know, Cynthia and Nina.
I mean, that project is one of my, you know, proudest accomplishments. Just merely getting all of those women in the same room. I don't know how I did it. And frankly, all of them have like skyrocketed since then. So I could never get those people in the same room again.
But you did.
So it was a time and a place. And that project took so much out of me, but I'm so proud of it. And those women, I'm just so proud to have been able to work with all those women, that they all said yes to me.
Well, it's so beautiful. And all of the music you've done, like, I'm not kidding. Like when I was deep diving into the YouTube of it all. And when you see your full out, I love the full album video. I love the full albums where you take these albums and sing like you are the craziest, most talented person. Like where did these ideas come from?
Thank you. That is so sweet. I love writing and I love creating original material. And in between that, I get these crazy ideas. You know, I wanted to sing. The first one we ever did was Black Messiah, and it was by D'Angelo. And we did it 1 month after the release. It was kind of insane. It wasn't even, you couldn't even find the lyrics anywhere. And then after that, I said, you know, I really like getting inside a whole project and like and trying to step inside somebody's shoes. And so we did Joni Mitchell's Blue for the, I think, 45th anniversary. We did the Beatles' White Album for the 50th anniversary. We did Grace by Jeff Buckley. I did Continuum by John Mayer. Yeah, I love these concept album or concept projects because it allows me to have boundaries and have a fence. And within that boundary, I can be limitlessly creative because I've given myself this fence, you know what I mean? And I think that's, you know, interpreting songs, I think is the best thing that an original artist can do, because you learn from other writers and other singers.
But that's what I love about your careers, because when I listen to your music, wherever music is streaming, like August 8th, when you all streamed the brand new album, which you need to check it out, Soul Remains the Same, not many people think like, I could sing D'Angelo, and I could sing the Beatles, and I could sing Jeff Buckley, and I could sing my own originals, I could sing Postmodern Jukebox, I could sing Broadway. Your voice just fits in these different, it's pretty amazing.
Oh my God, thank you. Well, I think the key to that is not trying to sound like anybody else. I think when you're young, you learn by mimicking, and you learn by, which is natural, which you should do. And there comes a point where no matter who I'm covering, The music is the boss, the melody is the king, and the original artist is always in my mind. And it's not my job to sound like them. It's not my job to sound, clever or anything like that. My job is to just really, really find the authentic center of the piece. And I think that no matter what genre, that's why I take on so many genres, and hopefully I always sound like myself.
Yeah. Well, you have a bunch of albums out there. You could stream them now, or you could go to the website, you could buy them. You can buy that, like you have original albums, you have Christmas albums. What is your body of work?
So I have 5 studio albums. I have 2 live albums. One is my first album. It's all music of Nina Simone. And one is a live album we released last year after months and months of touring. I have a Christmas album. And I have, you can stream and buy the White Album, Joni Mitchell Blue. I've got a couple Christmas EPs. I've got YouTube sessions. And then I have, during the pandemic, I released 100 songs, 100 days of songs in the quarantine. And so we had the fans vote on those, and we released, I think, 10 or 20 of those. So we have an album of those. We like to release, music every single year. And I think that I'm kind of like one of those St. Bernards in the mountains, with like, I'm just there to do a job. Like I pour the brandy or whatever. I really need to have a job, and making music is something that I'm just supposed to be doing. It's not about waiting years and years and years for the perfect project. It's about continuing to be creative and constantly making things. I think that that's what I'm supposed to do with my life.
I think it's really inspiring for all of us, especially for people who want to do art, even if it's not music, if it's anything. Like we can, I think we wait for the perfect moment. I have enough money, I have enough time, I have the right product. Let's just make art. Let's just do it.
Just create, and just throw it against the wall. It doesn't, and it's, of course there are parameters. It's like, it is expensive, and is anybody listening? And all these questions that we have when we're creating things, that you do have to answer those questions. However, I think that it's, people sometimes say, why do you make so many albums, or why do you tour so much? And I just think it's what I've been put on this earth to do, is to perform live and to create things that hopefully people will find. And I'm not the boss of when someone will find it or who will be inspired, but I hope that someone along the way finds what I make and they're inspired by it.
So tell me, you're on tour right now. I mean, you're in Michigan, you're down
Yes.
I'm in Sultan, and you're okay. You didn't come over for dinner. No,
Yeah.
You're on the road, and you're going to be in Ohio and North Carolina and Colorado and back to New York and to Reno and all over. Hungary. You're going to Hungary.
Yeah.
What is a day in the life of you on the road? What are you touring with?
Oh my God. So my life is, these days, it's about a third of the time I'm with my band. Okay. So I travel with piano, bass, drums, guitar, and I have 3 dogs. A couple of them are here, and full gear, and it's chaotic. And then a third of the time I'm doing my new Nina Simone with big band show. So I go to a city and I sit in with a 20-piece big band. And then a third of the time I'm doing symphony pop. So I fly into a city, just me, and I do a whole show with symphony orchestra. So the days are so varied. At the 8 o'clock mark every night, I'm at a microphone. That much is consistent. And you've seen the way I dress on my shows. So the wardrobe is a big issue, because I like to dress for the music. If I'm singing music from the 70s, I dress from the 70s, and I love gowns, and I love that. The costuming part of what I do is like so fun. But it's an exhausting schedule, because I'm on a plane 4 or 5 or 6 times a week. I'm in a bus, I'm in cars and vans and everything in between. It's an exhausting schedule for sure. But it's just the amount of variety that I get to entertain, people with, and the amount of variety in the types of audiences, the types of venues. It's so, you can never get bored.
Well, I can't believe that you're ready to go with those 3 shows, like at a moment's notice. Like you have all those lyrics and music in your head.
Well, the pop shows, I have 7 different pop shows. So that's 7 different 90-minute shows that sometimes I'm doing a different one each Saturday. And then I have different band shows depending on what material we're working on. My show in New York is a brand new set of music that I've never sung. Nina Simone is 90 minutes of just Nina Simone. That is probably the hardest part of my job. Is like, I call it the Dropbox, because you know when you have to re-download in the drop, it's a WeTransfer up here. It's like I have to like re-download all of this material, because it's a lot. It's a lot of material, a lot of music.
A lot of all I've dreamed of, Morgan James, is to be famous enough to use a teleprompter like on Barbra Streisand.
Oh my God.
That's like the dream of.
Oh my God, there's nothing better than a teleprompter. I hardly ever get to use one. Sometimes at the big symphony halls, they'll have one for you, but you have to have a big staff to be able to do that. But it's pretty fancy.
I need that I would do a show every night too if I had a teleprompter, but God bless you for 7 shows. Yeah. Pop, then all the other shows.
Just pops. That's just the symphony world. I have, so it's, at any given time, I'm doing, 7 or 8 different programs that I'm rotating. Yeah, it's but it keeps me so creative. I think it's so great for my mind and for my voice to be able to do that much music.
So are you now, you're considered yourself a recording artist? You're on tour, the theater world, you're taking a break. You're good with that right now. You're out here on these streets.
Well, I miss doing theater. Actually, I went to see a friend at a show at the Old Globe a couple weeks ago, and I got a little like my heart was like kind of pulled to it. The problem is not that I don't miss theater. I do miss theater. The problem is that I tour full time, so I don't have the schedule to do both. I mean, theater is a full-time job, as you know, and I'm not saying that I wouldn't return. I think if the right thing came along, I would love to go back and do a show again.
So everyone's gonna stream the album coming out on the 8th, and it's available. And then are you gonna be doing some shows where you might sing some of the album?
Oh yes, for sure. We're starting to add in our tour dates for the fall. So they're just starting to go up on and announcing and going on sale. We're doing the day the album comes out, we're playing Charlotte, 2 shows that night. So we'll definitely be celebrating those songs then, and all through the fall, I'll be singing all this music.
Tell us about the team that worked on you with this album, because I know that you have to have a killer team that put these arrangements together and jumped in the studio with you.
Oh my God. Well, my husband, Doug Wamble, did all the arrangements, all the horn arrangements. He engineered the record. We did all the vocals at my house. We converted one whole room into a vocal booth, which was the best thing we ever did, because I could record day and night anytime I wanted. I had this like complete freedom. We recorded 3 different drummers, 1 in LA and 2 in Nashville. 3 incredible virtuosic drummers that really brought out certain things. We had a 4-horn section in New York City, incredible. Julius Rodriguez plays keys. He's a complete wunderkind. And my friend James Sayas, who mixed my very first 2 records, he mixed the record in LA. An incredible team of artists that worked on the photos. I got a tattoo artist in Little Rock, Arkansas, to do these incredible renderings of I wanted kind of old school rock and roll art to conjure up this music, so she worked on some original art for me. So everything from the arrangements to the fonts to the colors to the merchandise, it's all a part of making the album come to life.
Well, it's a class act. Like, if you want to see people how to do it, if you want to see how to release music, if you want to see a full project from beginning to end, and listen to the whole thing from beginning to end, because it takes you on a wild ride of some of the songs you absolutely grew up loving. And if you don't know the songs, if you're not a rocknista, you will fall in love with them by the time you listen through this album.
Oh my gosh.
Does your brain think like, are you ready do you already start thinking about the next one? Do you have like a list in your phone of like, I'm going to do a country album, and then I'm going to do a disco album, and then I'm going to do are you ready to keep going?
Well, every time I finish an album, I say, not again, it's too much work. I say that every time. I do need a break, I think, this time. It's like this, I wouldn't mind taking a little break from recording. But do I have ideas for what I want to do next? Of course. Everything I do, no matter what it is, this may be, this album may have rock songs on it, but it's all soul music. I want everything to be through the lens of soul music and soul and R&B. And I want everything to have that through line that I do. So I want to do another Christmas album. I want to do an orchestral album. I have so many things that I want to do. And if money were no object, I just need to find me like a billionaire to I just need a blank check. Is that so much to ask?
No, I feel this. I would love that. That would be great.
Right. Why can't we have that? I just don't understand. It doesn't seem.
Share some over on my end too. Break me off a couple bucks.
I will.
Thank you. I'm sitting here looking at you. I'm like, me and Morgan James could be brother and sister here. I think that's what I was.
I know. Where are you? Are you Scandinavian? Look at those pretty little baby blues.
I'm Czechoslovakian.
Oh,
my
so
grandmother
fancy.
was from Prague, and my mom's Italian. So I'm like but I got the Prague in. What about you?
I'm Norwegian. Yeah.
So we got all this Europeanness.
Yes, we did. Have you been to Prague?
No.
Oh my God, babe, one of the best cities in Europe. You have to go.
I hear it's gorge. I hear it's gorge.
It's gorgeous.
Okay. Well, I'm gonna go to Prague. I'm gonna download this album. I'm gonna see you in New York City or somewhere around the country, or when you come back here to Michigan, because I bounced back to home to Jersey. And we're fans of the Morgan James experience. If you want to hear someone's, even Shaka Khan gave a ga when Morgan James got up and sang.
It's true. It's true.
Deep dive. Listen, go to YouTube. It's going to be your friend to see all the body of work, and then stream all of the music. Just go start streaming the albums. They're all available. Follow Morgan on the Instagram. Go to morganjamesonline.com. Find when she's going to be in your neck of the woods, and make sure you stream the album, get the album, get a signed copy of the album. There's a whole bunch of merch and stuff available on the website. And I'm telling you, if you don't, you're going to fall in love with her.
We have CDs, vinyl, T-shirts, all sorts of stuff, all sorts of merch on the website, and merch at my shows. So come see me at a show for sure, and say you saw me here.
That's right. Yes, please. You go see her 7 times. She's got 7 orchestra shows. She's got an original show. There's a dozen shows. Just
right. You actually have no excuse.
None. It's such an honor. I'm so excited to have chatted with you. It's a real pleasure. You are some talent, and I can't wait to see what's next and see you up close and personal one day. Thanks for being here.
Thank you so much. Thanks for having me.
Oh, sure.